CRN TV is connecting you with the industry leaders who are protecting us from the latest security threats. Join me, Cass Cooper, as we highlight the expertise of women who are driving innovation and solving today's toughest cyber challenges. Welcome to Channel Women in Security. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Channel Women in Security. My name is Cass Cooper, and I am a columnist and podcast host here at the Channel Company and CRN. I am so excited to be here with Laura Potter. Laura is the Vice President, Global Partners and Marketing for Loom Security, and we're here to just talk a little bit about startups and cybersecurity and the channel and all those things. So I don't want to take anything away from you, Laura. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. Super excited to be here.
Good.
And I run global partners and marketing for Loom Security. But I've been in this industry a little over 25 years in various capacities, everything from administration. I was in hospitality prior, to getting into cybersecurity. I've worn, back office titles, partners, channel, marketing, and most recently more strategy, and moved into a leadership role.
Very cool. We have that in common, having the background in hospitality. I worked doing festivals, actually, and music festivals for a long time.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was really fun. It's a whole nother world, a whole nother universe. So tell me a little bit about your role. And I really want to talk about, what does it mean to build a channel partnership program like from scratch? Because I think so many companies are entering the channel maybe for the first time, or they're a startup. But there's some really heavy hitters, some industry vets like yourself who are, who have built everything from the ground up. So tell me what that's been like for you.
Absolutely. For me, building a channel program from scratch isn't about tiers and incentives and all the things you think about putting into a partner program. For me, it's really truly alignment, right? What is the shared purpose with your partner from day one? We recently launched Loom Fusion, which is our 100% channel partner program. We made that bold decision to go 100% channel and channel first. The move wasn't really about stepping away from resale. It was more about, eliminating confusion, no more competition, and pure enablement. Everything was built intentionally. When you think about tailored partner profiles, go-to-market strategies, I created what I'm calling the influence-based opportunity tracking system, to really show that our partners, that we're a true extension of their team. And this isn't a volume play. It's really not about volume. It should be about value. For me, the value comes from enablement, co-marketing, technical collaboration, and also just celebrating the wins, right? Shared wins. You don't need to, put a partner program together. It's not about tossing the logos, right? We can all put logos on slides. It's really about showing up consistently. So the Fusion name says it all. I really believe it's about fusing strengths with our partners to really deliver better outcomes. So it's faster time to value, differentiated experience for the customer, and that's how we really can go to market better together.
I love that idea of value over volume, because I think sometimes, especially in this economy, we're all trying to chase all these different things and making sure that we're getting to market quickly and fast and a lot, and really providing value sometimes falls by the wayside. And so hearing that that's something that y'all are focused on in your program at Loom is really, I don't know that I've heard people put it that way. I think we all maybe kind of like feel it in our gut, but it's not really explicitly said. So that's very cool and a little different.
Yeah, I think, again, whenever I look at the overall market and where we're going to market, of course, I want to get to market quickly and I want to build this channel program, but it's not about adding 27 channel partners, right? And each market may be a little bit different. And I want to be mindful of the partners that we already are going to market with. I don't want to add 7 competing technologies in one specific market. So I want to be very mindful in how I build that channel.
Yeah, yeah. So, you shifted from operations and now you're in executive leadership. What was the biggest change for you coming from, boots on the ground operational to now leading
Yeah,
in that capacity.
absolutely. Well, I definitely didn't follow the traditional executive path. In fact, well, I'd held a few managerial positions prior. I actually got my start in cybersecurity as the receptionist. I'd recently been working for a insurance company that was acquired, and you know how fun that can be if anybody's been through that. So we all lost positions and we're quickly scrambling to find jobs. And when I took the job, I considered it a little bit of a step back. I started at a small startup. I'm here in Kansas City, Missouri, that was a value-added resale systems integrator. What I learned quickly is what a powerful role the receptionist is, right? Visibility. You know, I certainly spent my time in the trenches and I wore multiple hats, but really that hands-on experience taught me how to prioritize what really moves the needle and the visibility, right? So the role and experience was probably the best thing that I ever had, and it certainly helped launch my career. I was promoted within, you know, several times throughout my tenure there at that company, eventually leading facilities, operations. You know, I really believe this. Sometimes you need to take a step back to take three steps forward. And I really do believe that the shift to leadership really isn't a change for me. It's not changing who I am. It's really expanding how I show up, right? So how do I show up? And once again, back at a startup, so wearing multiple hats, but I'm really charged with building teams now and the strategy and building culture to scale. So for that, you know, for me, leadership is definitely less about control and more about clarity and vision and coaching, you know, not commanding.
Yeah, yeah. I think I love what you said about the receptionist. I mean, you see everything, right? You see who comes and goes. You meet clients. You have to be able to talk to anybody, make them feel comfortable. Sometimes you have to stall. I think of it, going back to hospitality. I was a hostess for a long time, and that role has, some people call it a maitre d' type role, and it does have a lot of ins and outs. Like that receptionist piece is often overlooked as having so much value to the business because you really do keep everything running smoothly. You know where everything is. You know how to. A lot of places you have to invoice. You see the P&Ls. You see all of these things that are coming through. So I also love the idea of taking a step back. So much of our careers, we're like, okay, we need to be on this trajectory. So like, tell me a little bit how grit fits into kind of like taking that winding road approach to getting to where you are as a leader now.
I will say the world was a much different place 25 years ago, you know, working in what I consider a male dominated industry. You know, I can honestly say I always felt respected. I never felt less than in any of my positions with any of the companies that I've worked for. But you mentioned it best. There is a certain amount of grit that you feel, you feel you must prove yourself or that you're underestimated, maybe not being seen for your full potential, whether it's because of gender or again, quietly managing health challenges behind the scenes. I've actually lived both and it hasn't been easy, but I'm really incredibly grateful that I've had multiple male mentors. And I think that that's really important throughout my career, encouragements, believing in me, championing me to higher positions. Well, I can say that I certainly earned my stripes, so to speak. Honesty, integrity, motivation, and drive, those are all critical, within yourself to really push to elevate you. But finding those allies within your organization to elevate your voice and your visibility, it certainly paid off for me. And really, I think those experiences helped me be a better leader today, understanding how to show up on the hard days, right? Knowing what resilience really is, and then learning what I can never say that word, vulnerability, when you use that in the right superpower, right? It is your superpower. And you can build a culture on trust. Creating that space for people to have that and see themselves represented is how I'm trying to lead.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me a little bit what advocacy looks like for you as a leader and as you're building your teams. You mentioned that you've had mentors who've advocated and been an ally to you. How are you doing that for other people?
Yeah, for me, it's about showing up every day and really, we're a team, right? Um, Getting on calls or helping, walk through, being there every day and really seeing their strengths and showing, taking those strengths within your team and showing them how each can play off of each other's strengths and helping them grow together as a team versus just individual contributors. I think that that's really important as you're building a team. Each team member has their own strength, right? And learning each other's strengths and how to build and build the team together, but also finding your own weakness and then learning how you can build from someone else's strength within your team to create your own strength and your own weaknesses, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me how culture and customer central approaches can lead to partner success, like especially in the cybersecurity field.
For me, it's because 100% success starts with people. It's the people, our customers, our partners. At Loom, we didn't just build, we're not building for partners. We're building with them and we're building around them and we're building around our customer needs. So our Loom Lens methodology puts the user experience at the center. So we're helping organizations solve real world problems, compromising security. So I really look at it that same user first mindset is kind of how I'm guiding how we build our partner program. Not all partners are going to be the same, and neither are our customers. All.
And not one solution is going to fit every single end user. So you've got to try to ebb and flow with not just the way the market is, but what your clients need to be most productive for their clients, right?
And that's the same with partnerships. So I'm looking to tailor each specific partnership, whether it's channel partnership or also technology. We have a group of technology partners within our, ecosystem and, looking what their goals are and how to align their business model, really building towards the customer outcomes. Hence, again, the name Fusion.
Is there anything else that we need to know about cybersecurity and Loom and where you are in your journey?
I guess in closing for me, cybersecurity is complex, right? We don't need to make it harder. I've built from scratch. This is now my 4th time. I've learned that your greatest asset, again, is your people and your culture and building that with clarity. I really think that that holds true across customers, partners, and our teams. At Loom, we're proving that you don't just need to follow any playbook to be successful. Our program was built bold, intentional, and really deeply human, right? How do we lead and how do we scale? The channel has evolved in so many ways. I would say 10, even 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even considered partnering with someone that I considered somewhat competitive. But really in this industry, overlap's inevitable. And I think that that's really key, right? Recognizing where's our overlap, understanding where each party brings real expertise, crafting that go-to-market motion that's going to accelerate growth, drive faster time to value, and really deliver in what our customers need with precision. And that's what they're looking for, right? I think the days of what we called ourselves back in the day, the value at a reseller, and everybody throws that term around a lot. Being all things is not actually valuable. And I really believe this new channel model, piecing together with certain service providers and other technology providers that are providing technology, building that program together, the customer gets expertise within each individual contributor within that channel ecosystem. That's really how I'm trying to drive partner success, again, through culture, collaboration, and really focusing on the outcomes. It's exactly what I think the industry needs.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Laura, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to meeting you in person one day soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching Channel Women in Security from CRN TV. Be sure to subscribe for more stories from the women who are shaping cybersecurity, breaking barriers, and making their mark on the channel ecosystem.